Welcome to the very first episode of Vegan Cooking with the Alien Mermaid Barbie. Now, on my home planet, we don't eat animals. We find that quite barbaric, so we don't even have the word. But since you humans think it's normal, I've decided to use that word. Now, I got this idea from my lovely human roommate, Alyssa Meadows. I will link her information below. And I thought, what a great idea. Why not share budget-friendly tips for making fabulous, flavorful vegan meals? So, today we are going to be cooking a Thai-inspired dish. I don't know what to call it because it's not 100% authentic, but it's close enough. And if you do not have all these ingredients, do not worry. Use what you have, darling. It's quite all right. So the first thing we're going to start with is some tofu. So I'm going to cook it in some coconut oil, which you can also use all over your body and your hair. It has so many wonderful uses. And you can even buy it in bulk at discount stores or what do they call them? Warehouse places like Costco and BJ's. So let's go ahead and get it started. We have a lovely gas stove behind us here. I have my large cooking pan. So let's go ahead and turn on the heat. Make sure you don't burn your hair if it's synthetic. So I'm going to go ahead and light it. There we go. And we don't need it very high. So let's go ahead and put it on around 2.5. Let's let that heat up for just a minute. And then we'll go ahead and put in the cooking oil and throw in that tofu, darling. Now, while the tofu is simmering, I thought we could take a moment for the outfit. Now, it's just a casual moment, but you know I had to serve a little bit of glam. So this shirt, which I'm wearing as a dress, is by Christopher John Rogers, my very favorite American designer. And just like I like color in my fashion, I love it in my food. So we're going to give you a rainbow of colors in the food, which means that you're getting quite a variety of nutrition. On top of the dress, I'm wearing a Baba faux leather belt. And, well, these gloves, we're not going to talk about them because they're by a brand that I don't support anymore because they have unfair labor standards. Anyway, let's check on that tofu. You hear that lovely simmering sound? That means it's cooking, darling. So let's go ahead and give it a stir. Now, you'll learn from my show, I don't measure a lot. Unless we're baking, I don't think it's very necessary. Now, I will tell you, I'm very intuitive about cooking, and on my planet, everyone knows how to cook wonderfully, honey. But if you must measure, I would say use around 1 to 2 tablespoons of the oil. And then when it comes to seasoning, darling, use them as you wish. I've noticed a lot of these human cookbooks do not know anything about flavor, especially when it's written by a Caucasian variety of a human. Let's do some more stirring, darling. Now, I know I said I put it on low heat, but I turned it up because we need to get things going because I am sharing food. You know, I think that's a beautiful thing that you humans have done is to share food with one another. When you are cohabitating with others, why not share ingredients, put them together, and then share a lovely meal together? I think that's so wonderful. All right, let's keep it going. Now, this is going to be the step that takes the longest. Now that it's been simmering for a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add in some umami miso. Now, when you're cooking with tofu, you definitely want to use some kind of liquid seasoning. You can even marinate it beforehand if you want. But the liquid is best to help absorb those flavors. So I like to get it soaking into get those flavors soaking in, and then I will add the dry spices later. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on the pan so this can just get going for a few minutes. Now on the other side, I do have a pot of water that we're going to boil for the rice noodles that we will serve everything over. I'm going to wait a bit to get that going because it only takes a few minutes to cook rice noodles and we don't want it to just be sitting cold while everything else is going. But I wanted to go ahead and tell you about that. I've gone ahead and put in my dry spices, and while that is going, why don't we just have a little dance break because that's one of my favorite hobbies. I don't have music, but honey, it's in my head and I just move my body, darling. Yes. Now twirl. Now, the next step is going to be to put in some of the veggies that I've already chopped and set aside. So here we have red bell pepper, celery, carrot, and some onion. And then on my cutting board, actually the onion is on the cutting board as well. And I then have the broccolini set aside. Now, as I told you in the B-roll, the broccolini is on its way out. But do not be afraid to use your vegetables that are on their way out, because waste is a terrible thing. Now I've gone ahead and added all the vegetables in with the tofu, and we're gonna let that cook for a while. I also added some of the ramen broth so that it would have some liquid to soak in. And after a few minutes, I'm also going to add in the coconut milk to give it some nice smooth creaminess. And I'll even add a little bit of peanut butter so that it is thicker. While that's going, let's just chat for a few minutes. Let me know in the comments below what dishes you would like to see next. I know that I definitely have coming up a simple, quick, easy, very cheap pasta dish that even uses bottled pasta sauce. But what other types of dishes would you like to see? What types of cuisine? What types of ingredients? Let me know, and I'll definitely be sure to go through and pick my favorites. Now, darlings, one thing I would like to know is, have you ever encountered an alien yourself? Because I am looking for fellow extraterrestrials. Since I landed on this planet, I've been here now about 2 years. I have yet to encounter any others. Well, I do have my daughter, Placenta. She's taking a nap, or I would show you her. But I'm not even going to get into that. It's a result of an extraterrestrial and human interaction, but he was a deadbeat. So we're not going to talk about him because this is a place for joy and happiness. But anyway, yes, to get back to that subject, you know, a lot of humans have misconceptions that aliens are unfriendly and that we're here to wreak havoc. Contrary, darling. While there may be some species that would like to cause damage, at least on my planet, we just wish to help. We just don't understand you. We don't understand your behaviors. Because on my planet, we love our terrain. We take care of it. We take care of the animals. We take care of the plant life. What are you doing, darlings? Just tell me what you need help with, because there's so much. So we need to prioritize. Let me know also in the comments what you would like help with on this planet, because we have a vast knowledge on mine, and clearly you are in need. All right, darlings, let's go ahead and check our food. Oh, it's already starting to smell lovely, and I haven't even put in the lovely Thai spices yet. All right, darlings, I think now would be a good time to do just that. So we're gonna get my lovely coconut oil coconut milk that I put on the side. Go ahead and pour the whole can in there. Now, let me tell you a little trick I like to do, because you never ever get all of the milk out of the can, or whatever it is in the can that you're using. So I like to take some apple cider vinegar and pour a little. Of course you could just pour water, but why not add more flavor? So I like to pour a little bit of apple cider vinegar in the can, swish it around, and then at least get most of the rest of what is in there out. So let's just go ahead and pour that in. Lovely. And now let's also go ahead and add in this bowl I have garlic, ginger, and lemongrass. Oh, also green Thai peppers. I forgot about that part. Now, add to your taste, darling. If you can't handle the heat, then don't add as many peppers. But if you're like me, well, you like a lot. You like it hot, darling. But I was mindful because I am sharing, so I didn't cook with as many Thai peppers as I normally would. So let's go ahead and just mix all of that in. I'm also going to grab, over here I have some fresh limes. Yes, limes. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze some lime juice in. Now, I do recommend doing this without gloves, but darling, it wouldn't be the Alien Mermaid Barbie without a little extra glamour. I must say it's more difficult with gloves, though. Don't be afraid to really get in there and squeeze it all out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get a spoon and add a little bit of the peanut butter in there as well, darling. I put roughly 3 teaspoons. All right. And finally, let's go ahead and add in some of the Thai sweet chili sauce just to add a little extra sweetness. It's mostly a savory dish, but as is common with Thai food, it's a blend of savory and a little bit of sweet. So let's go ahead and stir everything very nicely together, and then we'll put the lid on and let it simmer for quite a while. I'm gonna leave it on a higher heat for just a few minutes, but then after that, I'm going to lower it so that it can simmer and the flavors can mingle. And then after that, we'll go ahead and get the water started for our lovely purple rice noodles, which I must say I only bought because they were on sale. And that's a tip that I definitely recommend. Buy seasonally, buy on sale. I will tell you many more tips in the future. All right, now let's take another break, darling, okay? Darlings, while I was waiting, I went and checked on Placenta and she woke up. So I just wanted to show you my beautiful daughter. As I said, she was the only good thing to come out of a terrible, toxic relationship with a human being, a human man, and that I do not recommend it. Darlings, we just made a little adjustment. One of the benefits of living with a fabulous photographer is that she was able to come by and see that my head was chopped off and you didn't get to see the top of my glorious head. So anyway, now that we fixed that, let's go ahead and check on our food. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to show you, but I will, when I'm done, just bring the camera over. Just one little time. But in the future, I'll throw in some extra B-roll. We're just on a more limited time frame today. You know, it's not that easy to look this glamorous, darling. I wish that I just woke up and looked this fabulous, but honey, it's a lot of work. All right, darlings, I had a bit of a glamour malfunction, but I fixed my makeup as best as I can. Don't get up close. But now we're gonna go ahead, and the water is boiling, so we're gonna put in our purple rice noodles, which again, I told you were on sale. I would not buy them if they were not on sale. They're too damn expensive. These groceries are ridiculous in this planet. All right, let's go ahead and get them in. Now these are 3 serving packets, but what I like to do and what I'm doing now is cooking for now and later. That way you don't have to cook every day. All right, now those only need to cook about another 3 minutes. So let's go ahead and stir that. And I already on the side have my colander ready. And then once this is done, we're essentially ready to serve. But darling, aren't we always? I mean, hello, darling. Look at all of this. Now, as we're winding down on this first episode, I realize it's been a bit chaotic. It's been a bit all over the place. But honey, this is reality. So let me know below if you're still here. What was your favorite part of this episode? And what would you like to see me show next? I've already asked about food, but are there any steps that are missing? Because I know I didn't film the full process, so let me know down below. And one last thing, let me know below, what is one thing that you are looking forward to this year? I know that it's easy to get caught up in all the political turmoil in this world, but let us for a moment decide to make positive changes in our lives and in our community around us. So let me know down below, no matter how big or small the action is, what steps you are going to take. Now, let's go ahead and check in. It's time to turn off the heat. And rinse off the noodles. Now, when you're rinsing noodles, you want to make sure that it's always cold water. Oh, it's such a gorgeous deep purple color. All right, let's go ahead and check in on our veggies and tofu. Oh, darling, it's looking so beautiful, so colorful. I wish we had smell-o-vision on my planet. We do. I wish you could smell this lovely aroma. All right, I'm going to go ahead and plate it and then show you. And here we are, darlings. Doesn't it look gorgeous? I wish you were here to share. Now, don't you ever let the world tell you that you're not good enough. Remember, it is okay to be bold. It is okay to be different. And I encourage you to be exactly you. Until next time, I am and always will be the Alien Mermaid Barbie. Bye for now.